Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Home to mysteries of the Amazon rainforest, ghastly creatures of unknown origins, and unbelievable discoveries. Brazil is a country full of unexpected surprises. Stay with us to find out what a man discovered in Brazil that shocked the whole world. Hanging Cave of Snakes. What could be someone's worst fear? Maybe a conglomeration of deadly serpents hanging upside down in a dark cave, waiting for a thing to move so they could attack and eat it. Well, this nightmare is not a work of fiction. It is indeed a place called the Caves of the Hanging Serpents in Mexico. But the latest addition to this nightmare comes from Brazil, where experts have observed groups of snakes placing themselves at strategic positions in caves, mainly entrances and exits to catch bats. In order to not let the bats escape by flying, the 1.5 meter long snakes hang themselves upside down from the cave ceilings. They catch them down right at the moment they try to fly out. That's monstrous, right? Snakes are dangerously intelligent when it comes to evolving to better adapt to their environment. The surface of the cave is porous, which allows the snakes to hide and live among the countless holes along the ceiling and walls. Secret City of Ants. If there is indeed something miraculous in nature, it is the social and work life of ants. There is nothing more organized in the world, and some Brazilian scientists discovered that in March of 2017. They found an empty ant colony and decided to explore the metropolis of the ant kingdom. They poured liquid metal into the colony and waited for it to solidify. 10 tons of cement was poured in to fill the holes and tunnels. They started digging afterward, and what they found was a giant city-state, nothing less than an architectural masterpiece. It took weeks to uncover the secret megalopolis of the ants. There were special rooms and passageways that connected them to each other, and the whole city was intricately built, customized according to the needs of the colony. It is amazing how as small a creature as an ant knows how to work collectively to build their colonies that astound even humans. Kurupi Itaata. The fossil remains of a new species of dinosaurs were recently discovered in Brazil in October of 2021. This species was named Kurupi Itaata and is believed to have roamed the Earth some 70 million years ago. The skeletal remains were found near a hotel in 2002, and since then, paleontologists have been excavating the area. The fossils were finally organized in 2021 into a new genus of a belisaurid theropod dinosaur from the late Cretaceous Marilia Formation of Brazil. This is the only specimen of the genus ever found. Experts are of the opinion that the Kurupi Itaata was a carnivore that measured about 16 feet long with 2 strong legs and really short arms. There has been nothing closely related to it ever found. Lagoons among dunes. This miracle on Earth kind of thing can only be found in Brazil. And honestly, I am all head over heels for this place. It's called Parque Nacional dos Lençóis Maranhenses, which is a protected area on Brazil's North Atlantic coast. And yes, at first it does look like a vast desert, but it receives too much rain to be considered one. The seasonal rain forms freshwater lagoons in between the tall, white sand dunes. It's a heaven for swimmers. The rainwater doesn't get drained due to impenetrable rocks beneath the sand, and thus becomes an oasis for tourists to take a dip in. The place receives rain at the start of the year and reaches its peak beauty in July. The park was protected in 1981 and was added to the UNESCO World Heritage Tentative List due to its natural significance. World's biggest wave. Also called the endless wave, the pororoca is a tidal bore that can create waves of up to 4 meters in height and can travel up to 800 kilometers in the Amazon River. The name originated from an indigenous Tupi language, and it translates into Great Roar. Yup, your guess is right. Surfing enthusiasts from all over the world come here to surf on these endless waves for 30 to 45 minutes. The time is comparably very high when it comes to surfing in oceans, where one can only surf 10 to 15 seconds.
And you're here with me right now.
Pororoca is one of the most extraordinary events of nature on Earth, the longest and most dangerous surfable wave in the world. It's impossible to get back on, as the wave is too fast to catch again. The Boiling River. After the biggest surfing wave, Brazil is also home to another wonder of the world, the boiling river of the Amazon, a water body that boils anything to death that falls into it. Fancy a bath there? I think not, but with temperatures ranging from 50 to 100 degrees Celsius, you can definitely make a cup of tea out of it. The only problem is while getting water out for tea, you might accidentally catch dead animals from the water of the river. The nearby tribes, however, believe that the water has healing properties and allow only a couple visitors to tour. Quite unlike the most obvious explanation, this intense temperature is caused by a geothermal phenomenon and not any volcanic activity. The core temperature of the Earth in the area is high, which causes this body of water to boil, and exposure to the water can result in second-degree burns. Sea serpent. A long, elongated fish with monstrous appearance washed ashore, and all the people could talk about was a sea serpent. Well, experts barged in and declared that it was rather a rare deep-sea fish called the oarfish that had washed ashore after dying in the ocean. The deep-sea oddity looked beastly and was estimated to be around 200 pounds heavy and 24 feet in length. The fish was missing 9 feet of its tail, which made the marine biologists think that it was chased by a predator, as this species of fish is known to shed their weight and sever their tails to save energy. The experts also noted one more thing. Oarfish live around 3,000 feet deep in the oceans, which made them realize that the source for sea serpent legends might actually be the rare sightings of oarfish. Ingenious piranha fishing. What's the most vicious thing about Brazil? Well, there could be many potential answers, but piranhas would definitely be one of them. But as voracious a carnivorous fish as piranhas are, Brazilians have an ingenious technique to catch them. Piranhas can cut through metal, and their feeding frenzy is the bloodiest thing in the world. The best way to catch them is to turn that thing into a liability. Fishermen insert meat pieces in the water and take them out when the feeding begins. This brilliant trick is used in Brazil, South America, and the Philippines. Common vampire. Bats are scary enough, but imagine a monstrous bat that feeds on blood. Yes, as the name suggests, this Brazilian bat species has more in common with vampires than with other bat species. They feed on animal blood and cannot survive more than a few days without it. While on the hunt, they look for as hairless a place as possible on their prey, which includes horses, donkeys, cattle, game animals, and birds. Once they've found a place to suck in blood, they shave the little, if any, hair and bite out a piece of skin. The blood comes out and the feeding begins. Now I know where the idea of vampires came from. The only good thing is humans are not on their list of potential prey from blood-sucking. The Megalodon. If we're talking about things caught by men in Brazil, we cannot miss this masterpiece, especially when this entry began a whole lot of conspiracies and theories. It is an alleged sighting of a megalodon. A Brazilian Coast Guard on a rescue mission in November 2012 caught this footage from a helicopter. You will notice a giant fish shadow beneath the ocean. The experts have confirmed that the footage was not edited or faked, but have different opinions on what exactly it was. Many people over the internet, however, are adamant that this was the famous and mighty Megalodon. Tell us your thoughts in the comment section below. Mysterious tunnels of Brazil. In 2010, geologist Amilcar Adami found himself standing on a round hole near the border of Bolivia in Brazil. The 3-foot hole led to a mysterious underground tunnel, or that underground system turned out to be the most complex discovery in Brazil, as scientists are still stumped as to who built them and why. Till date, more than 1,500 such tunnels have been found, but in 2017, the geologists claimed that these were not tunnels, but burrows of large animals. They are now sure that humans didn't build them. There was no geological process known to humans to build these massive tunnels. The tunnels are large enough for humans to stand in, and they have claw marks on the roof and lateral walls. The 10,000-year-old burrows were formed either by giant armadillos or giant ground sloths. Poisonous pumpkin toadlet. This adorable species of frogs were discovered in 2016 and immediately gained public attention. Why so? Well, these seemingly normal frogs are not good at jumping. Actually, not at jumping, but landing. Look for yourself. According to the experts, this species of frogs have evolved to such tiny size that there isn't enough vestibular signal to keep them stable during a jump. Imagine you're evolving, but in the reverse direction. There's another species of frogs as well, which freezes while jumping away from predators. By doing so, they give an illusion of a leaf blowing in the air, thus outsmarting the predator, but no such hidden benefit has been observed for this pumpkin toadlet. Homo erectus in Brazil. Before blowing off this entry for you, I want to know if you guys know about Homo erectus. The alleged ancestors of modern-day humans have gone extinct, but lived somewhere between 1.9 million and 135,000 years ago. A clip recently surfaced on the internet from Brazil that showed a Homo erectus dancing on music in a remote countryside. Now, what are the odds of that? There is nothing scientifically confirmed about this man. No DNA mutation has been recorded, so maybe he is just a human like us, and people over the internet are exaggerating everything. Dancing helicopter? After dancing Homo erectus, here is a dancing heli. A man in Brazil spotted a helicopter shaking madly upon landing. Thank goodness he filmed it for us to watch. So what's happening here? Well, the process is called ground resonance, in which helicopters shake themselves into pieces. It's a specific self-excited oscillation of the helicopter and is caused by the interaction between the main rotor blades and the fuselage structure, only on the ground. Inertia forces of the blades perform an out-of-phase lagging motion, which reacts with the elastic landing gear of the helicopter, and we get a dancing its heart out helicopter. Glowing mushrooms. Remember Pandora from the James Cameron movie Avatar? It had some really freaky glowing mushrooms. Just like that, scientists discovered some beautiful, glowy mushrooms in the rainforest of the Amazon. Have a look at these bioluminescent ones that are from Earth. What a glow! Don't they look amazing? The story behind them is that during daytime, these mushrooms look totally ordinary. You can walk past them and never notice anything different. But at night, they are a literal sight to behold. Their green glow lights up the forest floor. They do this to attract different kinds of insects like beetles, which help spread its spores all over the forest. Zombie parasite. This parasite sure holds up to its name. Zombie parasite is a freakish fella that torments the forest animals by taking control of their mind. What scientists discovered about it shocked them. This fungus, named cordyceps, spreads its spores in the most vicious way possible. The fungus needs a tall surface for it to spread its spores, but the thing here is that it can't climb on tall surfaces. So, it turns to a devious way of mind control. The fungus infects the small insects walking near it. It then takes over their mind and forces them to walk down somewhere tall. The insect has no resistance or the will to refuse it, so it just gives in. After reaching the desired height, the parasite, on the other hand, forces it to give in by killing it. After the insect's death, a mushroom-like spore-spreading head bursts out of the ant's dead body, giving it an alien-like appearance. Wicked! Victoria amazonica. This giant water lily from Brazil is a natural wonder. It's so amazing that it can even support the weight of a small child. But be careful before putting your kid on it for a nice picture, as the plant has thorns to protect it from predators. Victoria amazonica is the largest of all water lilies, with enormous, record-breaking leaves that can reach up to 3 meters wide. In their native habitat, the flowers first begin to open as the sun starts to set, and could take up to 48 hours to fully open. The flowers are white the first night they are open, and become pink the second night. They also give a very fragrant pineapple-like smell. The species was once called Victoria regia, after Queen Victoria. The leaf insects. These leaf insects take mimicking to the next level. These copycats mimic leaves and their movements to protect them from predators. The insect makes you wonder about how animals evolved to outwit nature. These insects feed on plants and live in densely vegetative areas. They mimic the leaves by rocking their tails in a back and forth direction to confuse the predators to show that a leaf is being blown in the wind. They also rub their legs together to produce a sound as if someone is saying, "Katie did, Katie did." The distinctive feature of the insects help it to camouflage with the bark of trees and leaves. Some species are even adorned with markings that resemble spots of disease, including holes that look like damaged leaves. Indeed, it's one clever little fella. Rafflesia Arnoldi. Flowers are fragrant, small, and petite, right? Well, wait till you hear about this one. Rafflesia is known as the world's biggest flower. This large flowering plant is famous for its stinky smell that resembles a dead corpse. The bad odor has its own perks, as the smell attracts insects such as flies and beetles that feed on dead flesh. The flowers have 5 lobes, are reddish-brown with white spots, and grow up to 1 meter across. Surprisingly, like other flowering plants, it has no roots, stems, or leaves. This plant is on the verge of extinction and is considered to be one of the rarest plants in the world. Tyrant king leech. Meet the T-Rexes of leeches. This insect, found in the rainforests of Brazil, is hella vicious. The leech is up to 7 centimeters long, and it's a bloodsucker that has large teeth, like its dinosaur namesake. The T-Rex leech uses its teeth to saw into the tissues of mammals' orifices, including eyes, urethras, rectums, and vaginas. They target those people who come out to do their business in lakes. They attach to their genitalia and suck blood. Do I need to tell you that it also causes a hell of a lot of pain? They have become extremely famous for their gruesome business. Now, do I need to say any more? Clawless creature on beach. This bizarre, clawless creature was found on a beach in Brazil. A man was out jogging near the ocean when he stumbled upon this carcass. Due to the decaying appearance of the creature, it was assumed that it died a while ago. The body was still intact with a decayed skull and ghoulish claws protruding from the limbs. Social media guesses ran wild on this one, with many comparing it to a de-haired possum or a dead kangaroo. The extraterrestrial theory also ran wild on social media, but the scientists and researchers are still looking for answers. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. This image was sent to us by one of our subscribers. Similarly, if you ever wish to know more about an image you come across, just send it on over to us. Who knows? We might even feature it in one of our videos. Today's subscriber pick is a picture of a bizarre mutated creature. 2 men were driving down when they spotted a weird creature lying on the ground. It was covered with a plastic sheet. The creature was lifeless with a stamp on it. It also had clawed feet protruding out of 6 limbs. The men even opened up its mouth, which had some scary spiky teeth. Many people commented that it's a hybrid of a pig, a human, or some marine creature. Terrifying creature on beach. Meet the most bizarre creature to ever find on a beach. After a horrific tsunami, when people went to the beach, this is what they saw. This terrifying creature was lying by a large twig. It had quite a unique body. The disturbing-looking creature had an upper torso and legs resembling that of a human. It was quite pale, which according to people was because it died a long time ago, but the tsunami washed the body back on the beach. However, many rejected the creature theory by saying it was a monkey that was bloated due to being in the water for a long time. Alien in Stadium. This video is from a deserted stadium. A boy was out exploring the place when he suddenly saw this. An alien-like creature was sitting on the staircase with its face downward. As soon as he sensed that someone was staring at it, the creature suddenly looked up at the camera and its eyes began glowing yellow. After assessing the situation, it got up and started running towards the person filming it. The video ended there. What happened afterward? Well, shoot your best guesses at us by commenting down below. Thank you so much for watching the whole video. See you guys next time.